What are we doing, boss?
Tilling the food plot, getting as many rocks off as we can, and getting ready to put green machine out from Domain.
A highly attractive cold season mixture of winter rye oats, winter peas, and brassicas that will stay green all winter long.
Yeah, I was reading that as well. This is what Domain recommended to put out for a fall plot. I emailed them and asked them what they would recommend for a not so established food plot. Looks pretty good now, but I never really had a whole lot growing in here before. So I reached out to them, asked them what they recommended to put in, and they said the green machine. So we're gonna give it a shot, see what happens.
What all of this prep is required, and what all of it is just.
Well,
it's just like, all right, it's like the guys out there, they're like, well, I'll just go grab a bag of throw and grow.
that works good for spots that you can't get a tractor or tiller in. Take a rake up in a spot where a tree might have fell over. Yeah, just clear it with a rake or a blower and put throw and grow down. That's what that stuff is great for. Some of these other seeds need a little bit more soil contact. So
we're still gonna broadcast spread it.
yeah, we're still gonna broadcast
so we're not no-tilling it, like no-till drills or anything like that. But
if you broadcast it and then you get a rain shortly after that, a good rain and soft soil like this will set your seed, and yeah, should be good to go. So we'll see. Hopefully, I had trouble with weeds in here earlier, so I'm gonna do some rounding up and around here and hopefully keep some weeds under control this time.
missed a spot.
Wrong way.
Wrong way, wrong way.
See, I told you missed one. Missed one.
Missed one?
Yep. See, I told you.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch here I missed. I'm gonna give this a shot. I think if we round up some of the weeds and then let it dry, Roundup kills weeds on contact. So if we round up some of the weeds that are left and broadcast seeds, the Roundup dies off before the seeds germinate, so you can seed right over the top of that. I'm gonna go kill off some of this stuff up here. So we'll see what happens. Most of it's not too bad. It's just, I don't want these weeds to. This grass and stuff was overtaking this end of the plot. The one here.
So you planted some stuff in here a couple of years ago, but you've never really
I never had
managed it.
No, I never had great success with it yet. Which we're just kind of trying to get it established too.
So it sits right at the base of the mountain.
Yeah.
So you can see it's all the water runs off down through here.
And it's hard to like.
It's what today's July 7th.
Yeah, and I couldn't get
And this
anything
week,
in here.
This week was like literally the first you could even as dry as it's been.
I tilled it one time in
This week
late
was
June.
like the first we could get in here because it was still so wet.
So I'd like to get something established in here, and
Because you showed me some pictures there a couple years ago. You had a decent, well, you had clover and stuff in here.
yeah, I had some clover and stuff.
And the deer were all over it. But
Yeah.
we didn't hunt this at all last year. We hunted some other spots up in here, but because
Hopefully we can set something up, either travel corridors to the food plot, or it's a little hard to hunt this food plot.
right.
But
Well, it's way out in the open, and
yeah.
I mean the house and the house and the road is like right there.
The deer hit it. They just kind of wait to come out here till just before dark. So if we can intercept them somewhere in the woods there.
What the heck is that?
What? Oh. So Me and one of my coworkers were up here practicing saddle hunting, and I had my 18-1 target, and we were moving it through the woods. We climbed up a tree and we were moving the target through the woods, and he set it down in here somewhere. You couldn't even hardly see the target in the weeds, and I was up in the saddle, and he said, "Oh, that'll be fine. You can make that shot." So I shot, and that's where my eye ended up.
How long ago was that?
In the tree. 2 years ago. I think it might, yeah, about 2 years ago. I literally, literally couldn't even
You hit
see
it
the
like
target.
right into a knot.
We were flinging him through the tightest spaces. He didn't care, man. He had it set
Well,
up
that
well.
tree, the tree didn't like grow around it already, did it?
Probably did a little, yeah. It's
Like,
been
did
in
it split and then the tree, like that looks really weird.
It's been in there for 2 years.
The old, was it the FM? No, that's not an FMJ.
Yeah.
Back when Alvin was,
FMJ 4-flat.
back when Alvin was on the FMJ club.
I guess we'll do a little experiment with this roundup, since some people think that it might not work. But if sections of the plot don't grow, we can blame it on the roundup.
So we planted some trees up in the woods here earlier this spring, right? So
Yeah.
which ones did we put up here? We had apple trees, or what all did we put up here?
We put some late drop persimmon, chestnuts, crab apples, pears.
And there's one over here somewhere, I don't know where, but
There's 2 tree tubes, and there's another one. Yeah, a variety from Whitetail Hill chestnuts. They sell trees and packages for whitetail, so I just ordered a package and planted some at all my stand locations.
did you just spray your trees?
No,
Pretty sure you're pretty close.
I'm pretty close. There's a tree somewhere in here that don't have a. I don't know exactly. I'm gonna put the bad habit up at that stand.
Do you still have your corn feeder up there?
It's still sitting on the side of the driveway where we put it after the bear knocked it over. So I never filled it up. I guess I could do these.
Just dump it all in there.
Well, I don't want these now. I want to plant these up that trail there. I don't know. It probably wouldn't hurt to mix those. But that's clover. So we're gonna. I never did this exact pattern in planning, but somebody gave me the video I was watching of doing first one way and then the other way, just a light coat both ways to make sure that you broadcast over the entire thing. So we're gonna give it.
So we have this on the on our website. What's the
amongst many other.
how much is this supposed to? Does it tell you on here how much
It should.
square footage
Does
this
it say
is
on the
for?
front?
Plants a quarter of an acre.
Yeah. So that's.
We got more than a quarter of an acre here, Buster.
We might.
Well, I guess if we need more, we'll just stop at 4 Chill Outdoors and grab some more.
Exactly. Or I'll just finish it off with the clover. It's just not quite trying to. This is just some Whitetail Institute clover that I had from last year. I'm gonna throw some down on the trail leading into the food plot, and maybe top seed some of that other stuff where I ran short. They're much smaller seeds. Says location for partial sunlight plot, backwoods plot, 5.8 to 7.0 pH range, soil type well drained, dark, rich, sandy, rocky, clay, minimal required plow, disc or hand rake, 300 pounds fertilizer, 1919 per acre recommended. Planting dates July, September. Cold weather tolerant. No germination rate. No, it don't say. I would say we should see it coming up in probably 10 days. For sure the clover and stuff, this stuff should probably too. 10 to 15 days.
We'll see you in 10 days, food plot. We did dig a hole here. So what, did you have
I had tag out up here.
So there's the stand we hunted a whole bunch last year. So you planted some trees around here. And then you had a corn feeder sitting here and a bear knocked it over.
Yeah.
So what's this stuff?
This is the Bad Habit from the Maine. It's powder protein based attractant, offering premium nutrient and long-range attraction. 15% protein, 5.5% fat and energy. 20-pound bags, available at Forge Hill Outdoors. How do you,
Not available at Forge Hill Outdoors, utility knives.
how do you open this thing?
You need a knife, stupid.
Dad, I need you to the rescue. I need a knife.
Did you open it up first?
No. I thought it had a tear, spot to tear, but it don't.
So I think you have I think it's worth noting or talking about too. You got a pretty cool thing going on up here. Well, you got 20 couple acres.
Yeah, 20 acres.
You don't need a huge farm
Don't need
to
a
manage.
huge farm to have some nice deer. First year I hunted up here, I came up here in peak rut and I seen 5 nice buck. I couldn't get a shot on any of them, but I seen 5 nice buck, and we just primarily archery hunt this up here, and got 6 different stand locations. I had a guy come in and help with consulting for stand locations. He also did timber management, hinge cutting. We did this stand location here, and we have multiple others scattered out across here. Some rut only spots, some spots we can hunt more frequently. The rut only spot is like close to my buck bedding area up there, and They recommend not to hunt that more than 3 to 4 times over peak rut. So,
But like, we don't have, like, you don't have a ton of ground.
No.
It's mountain ground.
it's mountain ground.
So we don't have a big field. We don't have, but it still can be managed for a deer herd.
Yeah,
Like, you wouldn't think mountain hunting or mountain ground would be, here's my herd of deer. How do I keep them here?
Right.
But it seems you have you got pretty consistent pictures every year of the same deer.
Yeah, I had a few 6 points that I passed up this year. Sean and Dad were up here in this stand, and I seen a nice 8 point and a 5. And then you were up here after work one time and seen a nice one as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely got some nice deer up here, and we're trying to be selective with which ones we take, let them grow up here, and then we got another spot that on public ground that we hunt as well.
The goal this year, so we had a couple encounters last year, so like that was the stand we were hunting. Not a whole lot of cover.
It's not.
So like
we got picked off.
We got picked off a couple times. So that's the goal this year, is to get some better cover in our stands.
I had. Well,
so you've got a ghillie blind set up on the other side.
Yeah, and I have material laying down there to set up another tower blind here, just wood tower frame. And I was thinking I would put another blind up on there just for more cover. I mean, the deer come out down there.
We saw deer here pretty much every night.
Or over here. Yeah, we see them here all the time. And I don't know, after a while they would come out and scent check this trail that we came in. It's the best access, pretty much the only access we have to this stand. And they'd come out and scent check that trail, and if there was any evidence of us being up here, they kind of skirted around. So we're hoping to do a little better on scent cover this year. And,
well, we just hunted this a ton too.
we did, and be better concealed to see if we can get one of these big buck in here. That buck that we seen was down in here, and he actually responded to a call, but he just kind of stood there and looked around. So my goal is this year to try a decoy. We had 2 nice mature buck, one on public and one on my property here, and both bucks reacted very similarly. They came into like 60 yards and just kind of scanned the area, and it was fairly open. They could see there was nothing around. So we're hoping if we put a decoy out in this clearing here, or on the public ground, we got a spot we can set one up as well. We can bait that thing in. So see what happens.
You kill your deer in July though, so
yeah, prepare now, kill later.
let's see what happens.